I think sports always played a huge part in my life. I've always played basketball since I was 8 years old and played through college in the US, and I'm just in general a huge sports fan. And so I think when I started my career, like sports always played a part in that, whether that was working in broadcast television or, social media and just business in general. And so it was really just the perfect combination of like my own personal passions with my professional experience. It is so exciting. I think to have the opportunity to kind of relaunch a sporting league is such a unique moment anywhere in the world. But to be able to do it here in Australia with a league that has such rich history, 45 years of incredible accomplishments and Olympic medals and just incredible athletes. And so we have this opportunity to build off of that history and that legacy and really just take it to a new level. And that is super exciting. Well, I've certainly watched a lot more of it in the last 6 months than I have before that. But like I said, I've always been a huge sports fan, and that's of all sports. And so living in Australia for nearly 20 years now, obviously I've seen a lot of basketball, a lot of the other sports as well. And I think, again, I think it's understated the talent that we have here in Australia, particularly in women's basketball. And I think we have a real opportunity to educate the public about the talent that we have here and the achievements that they've already done, but also what's to come. We are the breeding ground for the next opals as well. And so we just need to make that really clear and bring that to life. It's so funny because before I even actually started in this role, there were people saying in the media, well, I can't wait till she starts because I want to talk to her about the broadcast. So I know that this has been a pain point for both clubs, players, fans in general. And as you said, combined with my background, like when I was watching just as a fan, I had a laundry list of things that I was like, oh, wow, we really need to fix that and that. So it absolutely is a focus area for us for this first season. We're already working away on that. Really excited. There's a lot of opportunities to build off of, but I think we really need to lift that production and that broadcast level because it's the first impression that people get of the game, and we can't burn that first impression. And so we have to make it look good. We have to do the best that we possibly can so that we show them the league itself and how it reflects the quality of the game. I think we have to build that connection with the fans and the players. Again, we have this high quality athletes, like elite level of skill there, but people out on the street most often can't name the players. They don't know the teams. They don't know anything about that player on and off the court. And so we really need to just show them who these athletes are and build that emotional connection, because that's how you keep people coming back, right? And you look at the people that have that already with athletes like Jade Melbourne and Kayla George and, Sammy Whitcomb. They're there with their signs and they are connected, but that's our group of super fans, and we want to build that with everybody and get them to really understand who these incredible athletes are. So that's absolutely a priority, and we'll do that mostly through marketing and storytelling and community engagement. That's a huge focus for us for this first season. We are building this future generation of athletes for Australia, and so the more that we can keep them playing at home, the better. And I think that's about increasing the opportunities for them here at home as well. And so that is really important to us. But I think one of the areas, again, that she was talking about was that fan education and that player profile of just making sure that they have expanded opportunities in Australia because people understand who they are on and off the court as well. I think we're in this moment in time where the participation numbers in Australia are higher than they've ever been before. Basketball is now the second most popular team sport in the country after soccer. So there's been this huge boom around basketball, and I think we can do a better job at connecting the dots between the community level and the participation into the professional league. And so it absolutely is an area of focus. We may not be able to do everything in year one, but we're certainly thinking about it. I think the more that the teams want our help, we're happy to help. I think some of them run a really good business right now, and they're happy to keep doing that, where others are kind of at earlier stages in their journey, but we're absolutely happy to help. I think what we've seen around the world, again, is like basketball just growing this in popularity, but also around momentum. I mean, you see these 3-on-3 leagues starting, you see leagues like Unrivaled, for example, and there's a lot of celebrity investment behind it. There's a lot of big names behind them. And I think Australia's a little bit behind in that. I mean, I would love to see some Australian celebrities get behind the WNBL. We would gladly welcome that. The game day experience when you're there in person. I think we have an opportunity to build off of some of the great work that's already been happening and the great experience some of the clubs are delivering, but I think we can build off of that. And then I think also how that translates into just the game itself, but again, the broadcast, like what does that look like to people when they're watching at home? And so, you'll definitely see some changes. Again, I'm not sure we can accomplish everything we want to do in the very first year, but we certainly have a long list of things we want to dive into. Sports is still a business, right? And so when you're scaling a sports league and you're trying to grow that audience and grow that recognition, it's exactly the same as scaling any kind of business. And you think about like, what are your strategies around that? What does that look like? And then also, what do you have to offer to partners, for example? Like, we can't survive without commercial sponsorships, and we have a great opportunity right now for brands to come on this journey with us. And that's the same of any business, right? Like, you can't survive on your own investment completely. And so you need people to come on that journey with you, whether that's commercial partners, broadcasters, like we're all in this together. Yeah, it's funny because I get asked this a lot and I don't view us in competition with them. You know, I think we are stronger together. I already am having conversations with some of those fellow CEOs of the women's leagues because we think that we can actually build women's sport in general together. So I don't necessarily view them as competition. I think you're right that sometimes you end up in conversations where we're all fighting for the same slice of the pie. But I think what's different about the WNBL is we are the only league that is packed full of Olympians. We've got WNBA champions on every team. Like, you can go to your local team and see Olympians play in the venue in your town. Like, that is amazing. No other women's sport in Australia has that. And so I think that we have a unique space where we've got that skill level and that elite skill. We have a great game day experience, but we're also in this moment of time, as you said, with like participation and interest and excitement happening globally. And I don't think that's anything you can get with any of those other leagues. I think it's a sign of just the excitement around this new chapter of the WNBL in general. We're absolutely committed in this first season to maintaining 8 teams. We've had a lot of interest from all over Australia about people that are interested in getting involved for next season. Absolutely entertaining those conversations. We absolutely will expand in future, but this year we're really focused on just building off of the 8 teams that we have. There's a whole process that goes into it behind the scenes, obviously, of looking at like eligibility requirements and making sure that we're bringing partners on board that can run a sustainable business and can really financially support that. And so there is a very deep process behind it. Like, we can't just have all of these teams popping up everywhere. We have to go through the due diligence, but then also you have to think about, you don't want to expand so quickly that the quality of the game goes down, you know? And so we have to balance expansion with making sure that we're maintaining that high quality game at the same time. We're really excited to be able to offer athletes a bit more security, I'd say, and let them really focus on the game itself and what it takes to succeed in the game. So the CBA will be moving now to 4 years instead of yearly, which I think is a really big win for everyone.
Definitely.
Oh my gosh, it's such a pinch me moment. It's so funny because people always say, oh, you must be the cool mom now. Like, kids are a great way to bring yourself back to earth because they don't care. You know, you'll never be the cool mom. But it is, like I said, such a great combination of like my passion points and my career. And I could not be more excited to be here. And I just think everyone, the athletes, the clubs, everyone internally at the NBL group has been so awesome from day one. And so I'm really excited just to continue to work with everyone as well.